Alright, everybody. This is part 2 to the 60s television shows. Now, this next one I feel like you're definitely going to know right off the bat. It was a comic first, but this is the 66 television show of Batman. Now, I really enjoy this, actually. I love, I can't even think of his name now, Burgess Meredith as Penguin Man. And I love Catwoman in this. I have the 66 movie as well, which I love that it blends all of the villains together. So, score for that. And then I have the 90s Batman movies, which I've always been a fan of these. I grew up watching these. I know, again, some people judge, especially Batman and Robin. I actually prefer Batman and Robin over Batman Forever. I feel kind of weird saying that considering I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, but I prefer Batman and Robin over Forever. This one I have 2 copies of. I got the Blu-ray because it's widescreen, but it's Catwoman with Halle Berry. Again, my favorite adaptation of Catwoman in film is Michelle Pfeiffer's, but this is kind of interesting to me. And Sharon Stone's in it. I like her. This is the Christopher Nolan trilogy. I'm not a big fan of Batman Begins. The Dark Knight I really love, and I think it's obviously Heath Ledger's best acting performance. The Dark Knight Rises, I liked it. I didn't watch it for the longest time due to the Colorado shooting, and when I finally watched it, I wasn't like in awe of it. It was a little odd to me that Catwoman ended up kind of becoming an ally for Batman. Now I have the newest DC films of Batman that he's featured in, and features villains from the Batman universe, the DC universe. Suicide Squad. This one I really like. I like Jared Leto's performance as the Joker. I like the whole Harley Quinn thing. I like Will Smith in this. I like the dynamics between all the different characters. And I love the soundtrack to this. The soundtrack to this is great. Same with Birds of Prey. Obviously Birds of Prey is a little bit more feminine. It's more about female empowerment. But I like the soundtrack to this as well. It is an enjoyable film from start to finish. This one I thought was an amazing film. However, it really messed with my head a little bit. There were just certain things about it that I wasn't prepared for, and it's the Joaquin Phoenix Joker film. I didn't know it was going to be so dramatized to the point where it's almost a psychosis film. And some of it was hard to digest. I had to kind of pause it and then come back to it. But this is a very, very well done film, and the performances in it are phenomenal. And especially the whole Robert De Niro character, the television host. Ugh. Now this, I've been kind of into this for years, but I never could really find like a good collection of it. And I found this online, and it's the Carol Burnett show. And it comes with quite a few of the episodes. I don't think it's the entire series, because that show ran for like, I don't even know, like maybe 8 or 9 years, probably longer. But it just comes with these DVD sets with like 5 or 6 discs in it full of episodes, and she's on there with Tim Conway and Harvey Korman, and they talk about certain episodes. And it's just cool to see the guests that they had on at that time, and the musical guests. I like stuff like that. Now this is the Mission Impossible series. The original show I think was British, I believe. And it was pretty good. I want to go back and watch this again, because I don't think I watched too much of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get into the De Palma film from '94. I didn't like it really. It sizzled, but there was no like intense flavor. The second one I liked though. The second one I actually kind of got into. And this one I wouldn't mind watching again as well, because I liked the storyline a little better in it. and what was going on. This, I know, is a very important universe to the fans, and what my opinion on this series is in no way meant to offend fans of that universe, and it is the Star Trek universe. The show came out in '66, I think, the original show, and I really do like this. I like Captain Kirk's character. I'm struggling for his name right now. William Shatner. I love him as that character. I love just the vibes of this show. I love the '79 movie. Yes, I did get the whole collection with the 5 movies connected to the original show and the 5 movies connected to the '90s show, The Next Generation. This is just the first season of The Next Generation. It's a pretty, I don't know how limited this is. I got this online too, I think maybe used, but it just, I mean, as you can see, it's pretty legit. Folds out. I'm not as into The Next Generation as I am the original show. There's certain things, I guess, to me that come off a little hokey about it. Now watch, I can't get back in there. But it's good. I like some of the actors in that show. And then this is the newer series. I only watched the first one and this one as well. I need to go back and watch the sequels. The thing is, I have to kind of trap myself in this universe for a while too, and sometimes it takes me longer to get into it if I haven't like grown up watching it. Now this is Tarzan, the show from the '60s, the live action. I love any shows that are from like a prehistoric, like primitive age. So this is pretty entertaining. I like the '90s film with the animated Disney film with the Phil Collins music. This is The Legend of Tarzan with Margot Robbie. This didn't impress me really. I mean, I'm sure it would, maybe if I was in a better mood or something, but when I watched it, it just did not do anything for me. This is a show called Dark Shadows. It's actually a soap opera, which I did not know. And I saw the Tim Burton film first, and then I went back and watched this and realized it was a soap opera, which is crazy because the movie's a dark comedy. So he really took it in a different direction. But this is good too. It's just they introduce a lot of characters, and then you get a lot of their backstories too. So you're not just getting like the Barnabas character, you're getting everybody in Collinsport. And in the film, I think Tim Burton does a good job of getting like all of the storylines woven together, and he does it in a better approach, as bad as it is to say that. This is my Mr. Rogers collection. I know the show ran for several years. I couldn't get actual seasons of the show. You can only get it on like streaming sites, and I don't want to bother with that. But this is just like a collection of some of the episodes. And I actually really like Mr. Rogers. It's kind of weird to admit you like a show that's that weird, like, but I guess in my opinion, like, you know, he was supposedly a good man in real life, and you can kind of see that through the show and just the way he approached people and kids in the show. And then there's the movie that Tom Hanks was in, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I really liked this. It made me very emotional. There's a lot of stuff about family in it, and it's based on a real story of a reporter that ended up writing an article about Fred Rogers. Very gripping. Now this I'm still currently watching, and I just brought it up here for the video, but I've been watching The Brady Bunch. Now, I watched this as a kid too on Nick at Night, and I had forgotten some of it, and now watching it, like going back and watching it, it's all coming back to me. And this really is a good show. It's good vibes, and I like that the family is they're good people. I just love the overall feeling of the show. And the movies, the 90s movies, the first two are really good. I love that they show what the Brady Bunch is like kind of in present day at that time and how they clash. And A Very Brady Sequel is good. There's a lot of weird incest jokes in that one, but I like that RuPaul's in both of them, and it's the '90s ones are good vibes too. The one in the White House, the Brady Bunch in the White House. I didn't know about this. I watched some of it earlier, and now I know why. It's not enjoyable at all. It's like the decisions that the kids make in it are just they don't. It's not right. It's weird that Shelley Long and that guy came back for it. Of course, I am a big Scooby-Doo fan. Probably can't see it, but wearing Scooby-Doo socks. Probably like I didn't need to see that shit, but this is Scooby-Doo, the first 2 seasons. Where Are You? I watched this on Cartoon Network. I love the vibes of this, the 60s music in it. Again, the hand-drawn cartoons. I love the ghosts from these shows. This is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. It's an animated film that they did. I really like this as well. I like the soundtrack to this. Adrienne Barbeau did one of the Louisiana women that they stay with at the house. And then this, these are the live action Scooby-Doos, and you know, these are kind of cheesy as well because of the CGI and stuff, the early 2000s CGI, but I like them. The first one's obviously better than the second one. The second one doesn't live up to the same expectations as this one, but you know, like Sugar Ray's in that, and I just love that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar are in another movie together. So that is my entire 60s television collection. I hope you enjoyed and are pleased with what I've collected in the past 10 months or so. Comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you'll continue to watch for my videos of my DVD and Blu-ray collections in the future.